Hello, welcome everyone to this OpenMC video. It's Theodore again, and I'm not in your neighborhood and I'm not very friendly because yes, I just had to redo lots of things, but anyway, here it is. I'm trying to get my HDF file exported. Again, we spent about 780 seconds. Okay, so I'm exporting this whatever thing to a HDF5. Okay, and it should be done. Let's see. Let's hope things go well now. No, not here. Cases. Yes. Practice. Yes, doggy. Yeah. Looks like the doggy's not too happy either. Oh well, must be something he ate. I mean, what else can it be, right? Anyway, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for my C graphite H5 file, which was just here. And if you read it again using these codes, you'll find that the correct temperatures are there, which is great. So I'm going to try doing a simulation with this. This time I want to make sure that my clean file is actually not going to remove my it's not going to remove my H5 files. So all these H5 files must be there. I'm not going to remove them. So yeah, let me run this. Okay, before I run this, let me upload. Okay, just in case for some epic reason I managed to delete it again. Okay, let me upload it into doppler broadening. Doppler broadening will go here. We'll do this flat pebble case. Okay, so let's see what's over here. Doppler broadening. Alright, I have most of my files in. My H5 files are going in. What else? I have a swap file. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna open a terminal. DUSH star. Let's see what's the biggest one. Oh, C graphite H5 is about 715 megabytes. Wow. Well, I guess that's what you get for having huge, cross sections and everything. Okay, that's acceptable. That's why it took almost 15 minutes to generate. So, fair game. I can accept that. Alright, so it will upload, but let's just take a look at the clean file to make sure it does not. Ooh, I don't want that. Cancel. Yeah, my clean file is here. I'm only removing statepoint.h5. Statepoint 200, statepoint star h5. The XMLs I'll delete, the outs I'll delete. PPM and PMGs means a picture file. Okay, so looks like we are good to go. All checks are ready. I don't want to delete those by accident again. Okay, just cause I'm paranoid. Slightly paranoid. Let me copy this H5 file and just place it on the desktop. Okay, just in case. Okay, there we go. 1, 2. Alright, looks like my library has been exported, and if you take a look here, you can see that my cross sections XML is now here. So let's do the geometry bit. This bit. Okay, settings are now exported. Now I'm going to do the filter parts, tallies, and let's run OpenMC. Okay, what's that? Nuclear data does not contain cross sections for U235 at or near 873 Kelvin. Okay, hold on. So it looks like having the cross sections XML here is not going to do very much. Okay, I will need to specify which library to use. Okay, it looks like. Okay, hold on, let me go and check that out and I'll be back. Okay, so well, the materials cross-section file has to be specified through this OpenMC materials cross-section attribute. So let's take a look at our materials file, and here it is. You need to why not let me do this here, generate a cross-section library first, and then I will do this ensure new cross-section library is used. Okay, so I will need to do OpenMC. Okay, where is this? Mats equals OpenMC materials. Okay, so mats is actually OpenMC materials. I will need to make sure that the cross section okay, I will need to make sure it's a dot. Okay, let's see whether this works. Non-type object is not callable, dot slash, still not callable. Okay, where is this? I need to specify a path. Okay, dot cross sections.xml. Okay, let me check again. Okay, here's the place in 2.1. The cross sections element has no attributes and simply indicates the path to an XML cross section, usually named cross sections.xml. Okay, let me maybe try and remove the quotation marks. Alright. Okay, if that doesn't work, then I'll just use cross sections XML. Okay. None type is not callable. Okay, be back. Okay, looks like I found the answer. Actually, if you go to your OpenMC directory, go to this is where you install OpenMC, right? Where you do your git clone and you do your make install everything. Okay, go to this folder called tests. Okay, so this folder called tests, and I cd tests to change directory there. Go to unit tests and look for this materials py, test material py. Okay, if you're a Python noob like me, alright, I admit I'm a noob, I'm a bit of a noob. Okay, so what you can do is to look at the syntax here. Okay, you look at this, materials cross sections equals to some fake cross sections.xml. So you don't use brackets, you use this equal sign. Okay, so now you know how to do it. Alright, so there you go. I think this should be clearing up a little bit. Okay, so I just do dot and go. Yay, now you got it. And now I can make the pebble, and I can go all the way, and hopefully it will run. Okay, OpenMC should run. Oh, now OpenMC is running. Oh, beautiful. Woo! Eureka. Okay, now we've got all the temperatures at 873K for carbon, for the scattering, you name it, it's all there. Okay, so yes, so now basically I've shown you the methodology of how to Doppler broaden any sort of cross section. It can be elemental cross sections, it can be graphite cross section, the thermal scattering stuff, broaden to any temperature using Enjoy. Tada, yes. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, it feels very good finally to be able to do it. Yeah, and you can see these cross sections are here very nicely. So again, it is still not critical, but it's a demonstration of Doppler broadening. Now you know how to do it. unfortunately, this file here is rather big. This C H5 graphite file is rather big. Okay, so it might take up a lot of space, but that's your entire H5 library. Okay, so hopefully that clears things up how to do it. So remember, you use your you have to install Enjoy, put the Enjoy into your user bin directory. Okay, your user bin directory, like I was talking about in the last videos. After that, you will be able to use some of these scripts to generate H5 files from ndef if you want to Doppler broaden it yourself. Okay, if you want to Doppler broaden it yourself, you can use this incident neutron data from Enjoy. Okay, of course, if the other way is to use this multi-pole data for on-the-fly Doppler broadening. Okay, so what is this multi-pole data? At least in theory, you should be able to use it to Doppler broaden temperature to Doppler broaden on the fly. Meaning to say you don't need this incident neutron from Enjoy thing to generate a new H5 file every time you start that you want to have a new temperature. However, this windowed multi-pole does not work for this thermal scattering part. You still need to use the Enjoy method I was talking about. But now that I've gone through the whole thing, how to generate this thermal scattering ndef file using the Repos module in Enjoy, and then how to get this file by downloading from Brookhaven National Lab. Okay, download the ndef file here from National Nuclear Data Center, Brookhaven National Lab, BNL. Then it should be okay. Not too bad now, huh? Not too bad. Okay, so this is how we make the library from the ndef file, and this part is how you, once you make all your H5 files from your ndef file, you'll need to export them to library. So you start using this data library, then you register your files, and then you export to XML to make a cross-sections XML file. The last but not least, the important step is to have this materials cross-sections equals to .cross-sections.xml wherever your cross-section file is. Alright. Oh man. Yeah. Wherever the cross-sections file is, you're supposed to wherever the cross-section file is, you're supposed to specify the cross-sections XML directory using this method. Do not put them in the brackets, you use the equal sign, right? You just use the equal sign to define. Okay, so if you're not sure, just do it like here. You can use single quotation mark, double quotation mark. For Python, it does not really matter so much. Okay, and then of course to Doppler broaden, you can always define things by the cell. Okay, you can define by the cell, and of course you can define temperatures by material as well, apparently. Okay, there's some depletion calculation if you want, but I am not going to do it too much. Okay, I'm going to do just a clean reactor kind of a thing. Yeah, so this is how we do our thing. All right, do our Monte Carlo thing, and this is our K effective. Again, about 0.47. Okay, leakage fraction about 0.68. So a lot of it is leaking, and I would expect that this group is a very fast neutron range. Okay, because even if you raise the temperature, it does not do this Doppler feedback as much. Okay, or for thermal reactor, it is definitely much more. So stay tuned. We're going to do some editing for this reactor. And we want to manually, set the K effective. Okay, but again, before I continue, I actually want to try this test. Okay, 953, just to see the K effective. All right, 953. Okay, So I'll run this, export to XML my geometry, and let me run OpenMC again at 953 Kelvin. Oh, OpenMC died. Okay. Terminate after throwing instance. Okay, basically I just need to do a cleanup again. Alright. But anyway, it should work. It should work once you just do your own cleanup of the summary and everything. Okay, but you see what's out. You have a summary H5, state point 200 not H5. Both of these need to be removed. Do not remove every single H5 file. You will mess yourself up really badly. But other than that, should be okay. Okay, let me change my cleaning file to include vi clean. Okay, I'll include my summary H5. Okay, summary.h5. Okay, now do a clean. Alright, so you only remove the files that I want to be removed. Other than that, it's okay. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'm gonna stop now, and next video we are going to try and get things done. Okay, maybe change the key effective a little bit here and there, and that should be fine. Okay, this one is just this is how you would do it. Okay, let me delete this. I'll just use this cut button. Yes. Alright. Okay, thanks for watching.